Don Westfall, Dan McCarter back in downtown Mankato, where the Mavericks with a early offensive explosion tonight. 3 goals in the first 8.5 minutes, and that really made things a whole lot easier than certainly we would have expected, Dan McCarter. And the Mavericks end up coming out tonight's game with a 5-1 win. I'm not going to say they made it look easy, but again, that quick start, they got Ferris State back on the heels, and the Bulldogs really never recovered.
I don't know if it's ever easy winning the WCHA, or for that matter in Division I hockey, but if there's an easy game, this was it. The Mavericks just completely dominated that first 8 minutes, and it was over after that. You know, the Bulldogs pulled within 3-1, but they never really threatened after that 3-1 lead. If they make it 3-2, maybe it's a different game, but they never really threatened after 3-1.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's contest. As we said, the Mavericks got things going early tonight. In fact, 16 seconds into it, it's just a shot from the point by Foguth, but it gets past Mott.
You know, he did have one of his own skaters skate right in front of him just as the shot got to him. That made it 1-0. Now you're going to see a really nice pass out here. Backhander out in front and a nice tip-in for one of the first couple of tip-ins for the Mavericks tonight. Leitner after that. What a beautiful look. He had so much time out in front of the net, and C.J. Mott Downey put it away, and now see the Bulldogs with their lone goal tonight on the power play.
You see that goal by Schemp, who ironically has 3 goals in the 3 games against the Mavericks this year. So it's 3-1 after 1. No score in the second, but in the third, that's a nice goal there by Gervais, tipping that feed from Franklin.
Boy, and just a nice stretch pass, and then Knowles with the same thing, a beautiful pass. He gets a stick on it, bounces it off C.J. Mott. It goes up over the top and into the net, and that's the final goal of the night.
Mavericks, as far as we take a look at the game summary here, 5-1 win. Shots on goal 31-22 in favor of MSU. Again, the 2 power play goals coming back in the first period of play, and then face-offs 36-22 in favor of MSU. Truly one of the, I don't know if it's so much dominating because they jumped out to 3-0 lead, but a really complete game tonight by MSU.
Very complete on both ends of the ice. They won just about everything you could win. The power plays, man advantage, shorthanded opportunity, face-offs, just about everything you could dominate, time of possession. Everything they dominated tonight. They win 5-1, and it's a well-deserved victory, and it all goes back to that first goal 16 seconds in.
Player of the game, we could have gone with a lot of different Mavericks tonight, but we're going to give one actually here to Carter Foguth, who obviously had the first goal of the contest. But then also, Dan, one of those guys defensively, Mavericks very strong at the blue line tonight.
Well, this is a team that doesn't score a whole lot, so if you deny them time and space, it gets really hard for them. And Carter Foguth, the player of the game tonight for J. Beal.
There you see, again, Carter Foguth, our J. Beal Real Estate Group player of the game. Led the way with 1 goal tonight and played strong defensively. We encourage you to contact Candy Diekman at 507-327-5006. So you can help out with some of your real estate needs. J. Beal Real Estate Group does the little things that make a big difference. But again, strong nights tonight for the Mavericks, really across the board. Stephon Williams only giving up the 1 goal. Didn't have to make a ton of great saves. I think that's an indication of how his team played defensively in front of him as well.
If you can see the puck, you can stop it. You saw the first goal of the game. Should not have been a goal. Normally, a wrister from outside the circle is not a goal, but one of his own skaters skated right in front of him. He couldn't see it. If the goalie is given an opportunity to see it, he'll make the save most of the time, and that's what we saw tonight. Stephon had a good look at almost every one of them, and he saved, 21 of 22 shots tonight. Not
a lot of rebounds there either. So really the Mavericks, as we said a couple times here, one of their more complete wins of the night. But before we close this one out and get ready for tomorrow night, probably need to take a look at some of the out-of-town scores from not only around the WCHA, but around collegiate hockey as well.
Bemidji leading Bowling Green 2-1 in the third. That'd be nice if Bemidji could finish that off. Michigan Tech shuts out Huntsville tonight 5-0. Northern Michigan over Anchorage 5-3. Nebraska shutting out North Dakota after 2. That's a big series there. Denver and UMD tied at 1. St. Cloud shutting out Colorado 4-0. Wisconsin leading the Gophers 2-1 in the second over in Wisconsin. BC over Providence tonight. Merrimack beats Lowell. Michigan losing to Michigan State, a low-scoring game. Michigan's been scoring like crazy so far this year. Boston with a high score over Massachusetts tonight, 9-5. And Union over Harvard, 5-4. Union, the defending national champions.
Some of those out-of-town scores certainly starting to play a little bit as we start thinking again more about pairways, but immediately in front of the Mavericks right now, points continuing to go on the right side of the column. We'll do some math here, but obviously at this point, virtually Mavericks are sure to being home for the first round of the playoffs, but they want to keep that gap going between Tech and Bowling Green. They want that McNaughton Cup.
Well, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Get the McNaughton Cup, then get the Broadmoor, then get to a regional and win that regional, then get the NCAA finals and go from there. So there's stepping stones along the way. They put a really good amount of distance between themselves and Ferris State tonight. I just don't see any way Ferris State can come back. So then you're down to 3 teams doing the McNaughton, and the Mavericks are the favorites, and they've got the lead.
Dan talked about the steps. The next step for the Mavericks is tomorrow night. We hope you're here with us. Again, the Mavericks at 7:07 downtown Mankato. Great crowd tonight, but we want to see this place packed, so hopefully you get down here to watch this Maverick team. 3rd in the country, 1st in the pairways. They deserve you in the seats tomorrow night. But if you can't make it, you can bet we'll be back here 7 o'clock, the pregame show, 7:07 from downtown Mankato. Dan McCarger, myself, Don Westfall, and the rest of the students from Bethany Lutheran College will bring you that contest tomorrow as the Mavericks look to get not only this weekend sweep, but the series sweep over the Bulldogs of Ferris State. They got things going tonight. Again, the Mavericks with a 5-1 win over Ferris State. We will conclude our broadcast tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow night, 7 o'clock from downtown Mankato.